Now you have to, 1 second, Swami. They are not switched on. They are thinking everything.
Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram.
Where are we now? Hari Om.
We are in the hands of Papa.
We are in the hands of Papa.
Cha good. If you have realized that, it's very nice. But in the Vyavaharik sense, where are we now?
Chapter 5, third paragraph.
Number 5?
Last but one para.
Guidance and protection, Swamiji.
Eh?
Guidance and protection.
Guidance and protection, yeah. Okay. So that means in our case we are telling that we also have faith, but in times of crisis we fail to recognize.
Swamiji.
Huh?
Swamiji. Yesterday, this is when I shared with you. Puja Papa had strong feeling that God protects him, guides him in every step. Before going to Varviraja journey, with the Ramnam in his lips and attributes. That was yesterday's lesson.
Yeah, correct.
And another point, when we reach this stage, we will be free from the physical and the problem.
Yeah.
What a very interesting concept.
Your audio in between was cut. Will you please tell again, Ramdaji? Hari Om, Ramdaji.
No. Yesterday, you see, 2 points I want to share with Swamiji.
Yes.
Puja Papa feeling that protects him in every step.
Your audio is cut in between. Keep the audio properly and speak. In between it is
Ramnam in his lips. That
It's not audible. Your
is it okay?
audio, no. Now you speak again. Let us see. Hari Om.
Sorry.
Even before he started on this tour, he had reached the goal. Because his own words say,
This is so.
Ramdas, through a ceaseless repetition of the divine mantram, side by side with the concentrated meditation on the all-pervading, eternal, ever-blissful, indwelling God, had attained freedom and peace even before his advent into the world as a mendicant. So the goal has been reached before he started this. This point we should bear in mind. So the inner struggle was not there after that. Inner struggle was there only to realize. The moment he realized that the indwelling God is his guide and protector, when he realized, not knowing, when he realized, that became the end of the spiritual journey. And then for our sake he took up this. Then only a book called In Quest of God can come. Later on, In the Vision of God can come. So many things, Anandashram can be set up. All those things come because for the others, for us. This we should know very clearly. Even before he started on his Parivrajaka Yatra, that In Quest of God Yatra, Papa had attained that goal. That is why in all the 33 episodes he has narrated in Quest of God, we will find that his acceptance to God's will is total. There was no vacillation, there was no grumbling, there was no complaining. Everywhere, he felt comfortable. This aspect we should keep on hammering into our brain. How am I to reach that stage? That should be the anxiety in all of us. Papa wandered all over India, from the deep south to the far north, unmindful of the creature comforts of the earthly life, solely banking on the great provider. As a wandering monk, often the sky was his roof, wild streams quenched his thirst, total strangers fed him in unknown places. Indeed, no one was a stranger for him, for he beheld beloved Ram in everyone and everything on the way. He shared unreservedly his depthless love and boundless compassion with one and all. He wanted everyone to attain the summum bonum of life, which he himself had discovered thanks to his beloved Ram. So this the fourth chapter reminds us of this. Yesterday we were in detail dwelling upon the theme. And with this background, when we go through each and every episode, it becomes clearer to us.
But one thing, Swamiji, it is not possible to attain the stage directly. See, he is told, he was having that complete faith on God, and after that only he was doing this Parivaraja with Ramnam and attributes. But directly how to get that this thing?
We have to, we have not asked him, We are still asking outside. Whereas he asked only God who is inside.
That means
that is the simple truth. We have never recognized that he is there inside and we should ask him, we should seek him. Instead, we are seeking answers from outside. Papa did not seek answer from outside at all. He asked, he sought, he appealed, he cried, everything to Ram inside. He was very clear about the indwelling spirit Ram. In our case, until we met Papa or until we started associating with Papa's teachings, or probably even after that, we still feel God is outside. We are seeking answers from Him. But in his case, he was very clear. Indwelling, that word, that is why he used that word, indwelling. Unless we turn ourselves within and try to find out. Our attempt should be to find out to the indwelling spirit. So far, with all this said and done, even we may be coming to ashram for a number of decades. We would have met Mataji, we would have met Puja Swamiji, but still, this idea has never come to us that we should seek him within. Though Papa-Mataji they have been telling us through their teachings, it has never registered in our mind. We were looking up to them. That is why, Papa is in God experience you will find for anything and everything they will seek blessings. So one person asked for blessings 3 times. So he said, he was not in a position to communicate in the proper English. So he said, blessing, 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 nothing doing. No? Nothing had happened because of blessings. Even when somebody says that because of your blessing we got this, Papa used to emphatically say, your faith has cured you. Even then we did not realize. We concentrated on that form, something other outside. It is all right. It is through that form only we came to know. So we equally revere that form. But what is important is what they say, what they have directed we should do, Every time when you go through, you will find Papa's oft repeated words like, go within, go within, go within. Mataji has also mentioned many a times. So now, at least now, from now onward we will try. So when we repeat Ramnam, somewhere in the corner of the mind this should be there. I am chanting the name, Papa said, I am chanting the name of one who is seated within me and who is making me to chant. This is how slowly we train our mind to look up to him as an indwelling reality. This is very, very important. The question raised is also very important. Because this is how we get clarity. All our outer practices should enable us to go within. That is why in all these 33 or 34 episodes we find Papa dealing everything on that level, never on the individual level. So the fifth chapter, Rameshwaram, there he was able to accept the situation. 6 miles. He was able to accept the situation with a smile. It is the will of the Ram. It is the will of Ram that this distance should be covered by foot. Because he is sure, the guidance and protection is there forever. And then when we move to the 6th chapter, Madurai, anybody now is in a position to say anything on these lines?
Go to the source of everything. Go to the source.
Go to the source. Go to the source. We have to do it. High time, Not at the superficial level. That will not help us.
Dialogue with him, dialogue.
By any method, so dialogue is one of the wonderful methods by which we try to recognize that he is there, because otherwise, if we don't believe that he is there, how will we have a dialogue with him? We have a dialogue with him because we feel he is there inside. So dialogue is a wonderful tool to establish the contact with him. Just like Ramnam is the link between us and him, dialogue is also equally important. We place ourselves totally at his feet, frankly, I wanted to concentrate on you, but somehow my mind was going here and there. Please enable me to feel that I am remembering you. Whether I remember you or not, you are still there. That also I know.
Dialogue in original language.
Original language. Because he will understand any language which we express. He doesn't stand on any protocol, any formality, any paraphernalia. We can go to him as a child goes. That's what he writes. So in Madurai, what happened? Anything significant?
The feet of Sadhu Ram touched him.
Another test. So we call it a test. To him it was not a test. But every time you see the alertness. That means every moment he is aware. Don't disturb the sadhu. His feet are holy. He is Ramdas's guru. He is Ram. So no harm anyway. To say easy, but put it in practice. Every moment. It is all sahaj, it is spontaneous. That means, it has become a part of his life, that it has become a nature of his life. To feel that Ram is all-pervading. Ram is there in everything. First introduction, he says, to strive to approach and understand Ram is to recede from the world of vanishing form, because Ram is the only truth, the only reality. Ram is a subtle and mysterious power that pervades and sustains the whole universe. Birthless and deathless is He. He is present in all things and in all creatures who only appear as separate entities. He is present in all things and in all creatures who only appear as separate entities due to their ever-changing forms. This particular word, it has come out from the first portion. While introducing Ram, Papa has mentioned about it clearly. We have not applied our mind on these. When he started talking about Ram, we started making concepts in our own way. But here he is very clear. He is a mysterious power. Birthless and deathless is He. He is present in all things and in all creatures, who only appear as separate entities due to their ever-changing forms. So when the sadhu Ram, when his feet touched him, when the other sadhu complained, immediately Papa could see that, his feet are holy. He is Ramdas's guru. He is Ram. So no harm anyway. So one more thing comes to us now. Everybody thinks, we have not understood. Yes, correct. Though He gave us wonderful tests, we never bothered, to take it as a test in our life given to us by God. We never. We dealt with it only from the individual plane. According to us, some problem came, we solved it. We never brought this dimension. God brought about this, and God brought about the answer.
Swamiji, one doubt. Swamiji, what is the difference between God's test and comfort, Swamiji? Comfort. What is the difference between God's test and comfort? How it will happen, Swamiji? God's test and comfort difference, Swamiji. God's test and comfort.
Comfort zone, God zone and comfort zone.
God's
zone.
test and comfort, Swamiji.
God's zone, comfort zone.
God test and comfort.
God test.
What is the difference between Swamiji?
When we say comfort zone, just to think, any creature comfort, which makes your life happy or comfortable. It occupies a space in your mind. The moment I remove it from your room, you are upset. Because in your mind you are given space. So here, in the first chapter itself, Papa clearly mentioned he was able to free himself from the comfort zones, so that the mind was full with God thought. In our case, it is not full with God thought. Suppose the fan, now the fan, suppose it stops. It disturbs us. Suppose the light is not there, it disturbs us. Suppose the chapel is not there outside, it disturbs us. Because we are used to certain comforts. That means that comfort, apart from the creature comfort in the outer form, it has occupied a space in our mind. Whereas, in Papa's case, or in spiritually your soul's case, the entire space is given to God. So then they are not disturbed at all. That is why in all these chapters, when he was having zero comforts, he never complained, because he has never given any space for such things in his mind. His mind has been fully occupied by, or fully owned by, or fully filled with God thought.
Somebody, is there any difference between God test and comfort? God test.
Adani pachonno.
God test.
Adani pachonno.
God test somebody. God test. And the comfort.
Adani pachonno, which we said now.
Okay.
So from there we move to Chidambaram, chapter number 7. Anybody has got anything to say?
Swamiji, in Madurai chapter, there is one last point when that Sadhu Ram left him to Rajamanargudi. Papa was not affected by anybody's company. So any external, he was not relying on any external source of comfort or anything. So that is also one thing.
That is also, yes. Because he
dependent on somebody.
Correct. It is something wonderful, it's a wonderful gift. Because when he was aware that the guidance and protection is there, there was no doubt in his mind. Whatever is there, that will be provided. So when this Sadhu Ram, he said, next day the Sadhu Ram proposed a move from the place. Before doing so, he told Ramdas that his duty, in so far as guiding him to Rameshwaram was concerned, was over, and that he should be permitted to part from him in order to proceed to his Gurusthan in Rajamanargudi. All along, Sadhu Ram has been very kind to him and had looked after him very tenderly at all stages of the journey, taking every care of him. At a certain railway station, he left Ramdas. However, before doing so, he assured Ramdas that the train was carrying him to Chidambaram, a noted shrine. So as you said, there was no confusion, there was no anxiety, because he knows God, Ram will definitely, Ram's guidance is always there, Ram's protection is always there. So he was not at all disturbed. Yeah, this is something very important for all of us. These two things, that he is there ever with us, giving us the guidance and protection. Because of me and mine, we are unable to become aware of this. At every moment, in this chapter, this particular word is also very, very important. So we try to now pray to him, you are making us to go through the book again and again and again and again. Eh? So, in Chidambaram, anything else? Chapter number 8.
Ram had made him a child without plans. Submission to will.
Papa didn't have the money to pay for the entrance fee, foreigners. Papa didn't feel regret that it's Ram's will be. He accepted that.
We are only entrance we need to have.
Yes.
That is a part of the book. What are the things that are behind the words, Between the lines.
No, Swamiji, no extreme planning all the time.
Yes. Because he was sure of the guidance and protection. Remember that. If he is not allowed to go inside, he knew that was also necessary. When somebody comes and offers, he takes that is also necessary. That means this guidance and protection forever, You shall ever be my devotee, that assurance. We also want to hear one day, from him, that you will be my devotee forever. Never to return to our me and mine, So this second round, third round reading has given us these wonderful revelations, that to become aware of his guidance and protection is our goal now. We don't ask anything else. You have been guiding us, protecting us, but we were not aware. Only when we got in touch with our spiritual preceptor, we came to know that you are there, guiding and protecting everybody. At the intellectual level, we have accepted this. Now make it a reality in our life. What is to be done, what are the measures to be done, that also you have to do it. Because we don't know absolutely. So far we have been thinking only that we are the planners, we are the deciding factor, we are the sufferers, we are the enjoyers, we are the actors. At no time we have felt that we are acting because you are guiding, because of your inner guidance only I am in a position to do it. That aspect, that dimension has never come to us. But now we realize, yes, this is what we have to achieve in our life. Just to know that your guidance is there for me, your protection is there ever for me, and that I am always your devotee. So my Ramnam chanting should enable me to stick to this. Come what may, I will not compromise on this. I am bent upon realizing the truth that He is guiding me and protecting me. Because this got rooted in Chidambaram when he had nobody, he did not feel that he had nobody. When he was denied the entry, he never felt bad. He went and sat, and no food. And he took up reading Bhagavad Gita. Suddenly somebody comes and says, whether you had, may I know if you have taken any food? And Papa replies, no, but Ram provides. No fear so far. No thought of it, you remind me, friend. Ram provides. Can you tell me what kind of food? Plantains, if you please. Ram provides, that word. We are hearing this, but it is not going within us. Somewhere, it gets stuck. Which is that somewhere?
Me and mine.
Me and mine. Immediately my intellect will say, something. This is how you should do. We act. It is okay. We should immediately know that He has prompted through our intellect. When He gave us a problem, for reasons known to Him, He will also give us the solution. He may be using through our own intellect or mind. But we never attribute His role in that guidance coming from our intellect. So every one of us has to devise some method, to feel His guidance and protection. This is a wonderful message Papa gives through In Quest of God. And then,
Swamiji, one more point is that when there was nobody, Papa showed that we should have satsang with scriptures, Bhagavad Gita.
It was now about 1 o'clock. Ramdas, who was all the while absorbed in Nam Japa, opened a small bundle of books and taking out the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, commenced reading it. He had perused half a dozen verses when he found a stout Tamilian coming towards him. Yes, correct. Sarvadharman Parityajya, Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. So those assuring slogas, remember me and fight the battle of life. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu maam anusmara yudhyacha. At all times and in all places, remember me and fight the battle of life. So something like that, that is why we always find that 700 slogas we need not learn it by heart. There will be some slogas which will directly connect us with the theme. And suppose we learn it by heart whenever we need anything, that one comes to our mind and then links us with Him. Even prior to taking this stand, Papa had, he had carried Bhagavad Gita. That means he must have done a lot of churning with Bhagavad Gita. Later on, when he wrote the Gita Sandesh, we can find in that face how much it has influenced him. So you are right, that is also a good point, that scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, with this intention, we are not doing it for Gita Jayanti. Gita Jayanti is an occasion for us to remember this, that's all. We are learning Gita so that, our journey towards Him, our conviction, our resolution, our grounding, that, His guidance is always there, His protection is always there. That we want to get it concretized in our heart. With that bhavana we go through, then we will see umpty number of slokas where the Lord comes and says, I am there, I am there, I am there. So that will definitely help us. So the difference between Papa and us is, though he took up all these reading, Yoga Vasishta, Gandhiji's Young India and ethical, all those things, it has gone deep into his heart. It was not a just reading. Because all those things paved the way for reaching the summit before he started this. Yes, it's good that you reminded about Bhagavad Gita. The role of Bhagavad Gita in our sadhana. He had not perused half a dozen verses when he found a stout Tamilian coming towards him and taking beside him. Maharaj, may I know if you have taken any food? Then, anything else?
Imaginative faculty.
Huh?
Imaginary faculty of Papa.
For making plans and seeking information.
And in that he also mentions Ramdasa's heart was too full of words. Ram's kindness was indescribable. That means, we are not viewing it from the individual level again. The Tamilian friend secured for Ramdas a place for spending the night. Here he made Ramdas understand that he was only a pilgrim come here to attend the night's puja and procession from a neighboring town, and that he intended to return by the early morning train, and that he was much blessed by Ramdas's society for ever so short period. Ramdas's heart was too full for words. Ram's kindness was indescribable. He is not seeing him as an individual. Next morning, along with other pilgrims, Ramdas came to the railway station. Where to go, by what train, he was entirely in the dark. His imaginative faculty for making plans and seeking information was totally absent. Without a guide, he was feeling helpless, for a moment. He depended for all things on Ram, whom he was remembering every moment of his existence. On reaching the station, he found a train standing, but did not know whence it had come, whither it was going. He straightway went up to the gate and was entering the platform when the ticket collector barred his passage, telling him that he should not enter without a ticket. It was all Ram's will. Ram did not want that he should travel by this train. Probably it might be running towards a direction where Ramdas would come across no place of pilgrimage. Ram knew best. So he does, here we can say he is not allowing his intellect to play any role. Imaginative faculty is totally absent. Bah. It is a great feature. A person who led a life, busy life, who is exposed to many things in the outside world, one fine morning to remove that imaginative faculty is no joke. For so many years, he was guided by his imaginative faculty, planning. But in one stroke, he was free from all. It's like a child sitting there, what to do, where to do. And there he says, Ram knew best. The surrender to him was total, total and total. Then the journey to Tirupapurur, 8th. Yes, anything else?
Sitting on a pile of stones in a very uncomfortable position and still chanting Ramnam.
100 piled up some stones. Ramdas going up to the place, sat down on them, continued his meditation of Ram. Imaginative faculty.
When in church, while the Papa going to be that time, he always says Ram Ram. Inside and he says always Ram Ram. When the insects, the forest cave, that day it will come from. You must have forest cave when Papa going to be meditate in the forest, that time insects bite, but he never feels pain. Inside that he tell Abba. Inside he tell about Ram, Ram, Ram.
Is meditation of Ram.
Yes, that time in church, in the forest, he meditated in the forest, that time in church, many in church, they can come and bite him, that time he does not feel any feeling pain something. He chant in church, he chant Ram, 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 Ram.
Unfortunately, we did not go through the first article of Papa where he has introduced Ram, because then only it becomes clearer to us. Otherwise, we may say he was chanting Ram Ram, he was meditating on Ram. What is that Ram? He clearly mentioned. Before we read, we should be able to go through and digest and assimilate. Ram is the only reality. Ram is a subtle and mysterious power that pervades and sustains the whole universe. Birthless and deathless is he. He is present in all things and in all creatures, who only appear as separate entities due to their ever-changing forms. To wake up from this illusion of forms is to realize at once the unity or love of Ram. Love of Ram means love of all beings, all creatures, all things in this world. Because Ram is in all is in Ram, Ram is all in all. This is how the meditation goes on, We must link every time with that. Otherwise, we may get again confused. Meditating on Ram means now whatever he has written, that occupies the whole mind space. So the moment he opens, he sees the same form. Otherwise, we can see that form. We cannot see him when we keep on thinking about it, when we keep on contemplating upon it. Then only it is possible for us to reach that stage. So we will make a beginning, through a dialogue, through Ramnam chanting.
இதுதான் மெடிடேட்டிவ் சாண்டிங் நம்ம ஒரு அர்த்ததோஷம் நினைச்சிட்டு அப்படி சாண்ட் பண்றது இல்லையா? ஓ சரி சரி, தேங்க்யூ.
And that he was taken to Tirupapaliyur, There he met the two boys, English educated. Another test. Here also the reaction is spontaneous, because he was well established that it is Ram who is there in that form. He was not viewing it from the individual level, the personal level. This aspect, please, we have to note down. You and I would have immediately retorted, because we view it from the personal level. We will say it is none of your business to make a comment like this, We would have immediately said, because I am an intelligent person. Why should they say that I am selfish, this and that? But here, totally different, He was established in that. Ram only telling him through that form. O Ram, how kind of thee to put Ramdas in a situation in which he is made to hear himself spoken of in this manner. Instead of feeling annoyed, he sent up a prayer to Ram to bless the young men for their frankness. Because the word the youngsters used, mark closely the sadhu facing us. He belongs to, take my word, to a class of sannyasis who are perfect humbugs. The fellow has adopted this mode of life simply as a means of eking out his livelihood. This man is a veritable impostor and a hoax. See, so many adjectives he has put. It can irritate anybody, This observation was highly approved of by other party and who held a similar opinion of poor Ramdas. They spoke something more which he could not clearly catch, owing to the rolling sound of the running train. O Ram, O Ram, how kind of you to put Ramdas in a situation in which he is made to hear himself spoken of in this manner. Instead of feeling annoyed, he sent up a prayer to Ram to bless the young men for their frankness. Further, Ramdas could not resist the expression of his gratitude to these friends, and thus addressed them with hands folded in salute. O kind friends, it gives Ramdas great pleasure to confess that he is in full agreement with the view you have expressed about him. It is perfectly true that he is a fraud. He has simply put on the robes of a sannyasi in order to find a living thereby. But one thing more you discover in him, and that is he is mad of Ram. And every moment he cries out to him to make him pure, only live for Ram's sake. Besides, it is this humble presumption that Ram is taking him on this pilgrimage to purify him. So here, though he was 100% confident that Ram's protection and grace is there, still, because of his humbleness and purity, he still feels that he is made to go through all the experiences for the final purification. So why this trip? When we know that he has already reached, this clarity we should get it. Right from the start, he is very clear, he has reached the end. But still then why did he pursue? God made him to go through this so that what is realized within the four walls, whether we are in a position to stick to it in the open ground, where he has to meet with challenges, where his purity will be tested. So he confesses, he cries out. Besides, it is this his humble presumption that Ram is taking him on this pilgrimage to purify him. Not that the assurance is forgotten. The assurance that he is a devotee forever, his guidance and protection is always there. But still, the sense of individuality is still there, so it needs total purification, complete purification. Any vestige of me and mine, if it is there, it has to be erased out. So how to do that? Only by putting him in this test. Sudden change came over them, both fell and sought their pardon. Thereafter they became very kind and solicitous. They inquired if he required anything to eat. This was a reminder to him that he had not tasted anything, a circumstance which he had entirely forgotten. He then told the two friends that he was mainly living upon fruits and would gladly accept any alms from them. After some consultation with the Sadhu Ram, the guide, they handed over to him some money for the purchase of fruits for Ramdas. Ram's ways are indeed inscrutable. He is all love and all kindness. This particular word, we should remember this. It is his humble presumption that Ram is taking him on this pilgrimage to purify him. So the assurance is there. He is conscious of the assurance at all times. But still, when we remain as a devotee, there is a likelihood that there could be some space for this me and mine, at some level, which has to be completely erased. And that is why he was made to go. Because when he has reached the goal, why should he be asked to go again? To make 100% clear that whether this realization within the four walls or within a small circle, whether the same thing happens when he is exposed to an altogether unknown, different field. That is the test. Papa-Mataji in his talks on the Gita, you remember, he said, a sadhu who practices concentration of mind in a cave. He would have reached at some level also. But when he comes down to the town and asks for alms, when some sound when the child makes, he becomes irritated. He shouts, finished. Alone, when you are alone in a lonely place, your experience may be there. But how do you know that the same experience will remain with you, even in the midst of a crowd, even in the midst of a so-called adverse circumstance? Even when people don't react positively to you. So that is why Papa has been asked to go for this tour. We should be very clear about this. Why this inquest of God? That's why, we have heard in good old days when sannyas is given, the Guru will ask him to go for 1 year without anything. And then ask him to go and come back after 1 year only. Because that is the real test. And he will be told you don't carry any money. We had the occasion to meet such people. And how happy they were, we knew. In Uttarkashi, a young Swami, very dynamic and always cheerful Swami. So when we asked him, he said, yes, he got Diksha from Jnanananda Guru Swamigal, Jnanananda Saraswati of Kanyakumari, who used to come to ashram, who will do pravachan on Srimad Bhagavatam. So he said, he gave me Diksha and told me to take a trip and come back, and always insisted that I should not carry any money. And 5 or 6 months have passed. That was the time when we met him. He was very cheerful. When we met him again in Haridwar, he was running temperature. So we brought some medicine and gave to him. Then we thought, at least next destination is Delhi. Why don't you accept something from us so that you can go to Delhi? He said, I am not supposed to carry cash. So finally we boarded the bus together. He came with us, no doubt. He said, Guru provides through you. Like that, one more incident happened. So there we have found that this 1 year, that means they would have done sadhana before that. They would have been very clear about what is to be scaled. They would have developed the needed vairagya. They would have developed the assimilating power, contemplating power. Everything is okay, but still the Guru says, go out without anything, don't carry money. Don't go with any plans. See for yourself whatever you have learnt. Whether it is practically, it is implementable, if there is a word. Whether it is practically possible for anyone to do it. Because if it is not practical, then we will be hypocrites. So that was how the Guru, when the initiation takes place, instructs. Here there was no outer Guru, So God within him told him to go without anything. You wander. But this assurance is there, that I am there, you are ever my devotee, I am there. My guidance and protections are always there. So tomorrow when you to come back,
Swamiji, feel is, in spite of listening everything from the two boys, he accepts alms. Otherwise, for us, for me, it would have been difficult to accept alms from a person who has been not good to me, not kind to me.
Yeah. I have nothing to do with you, we will say. That means, she is not dealing at the individual level, personal level. They hand over to him some money and he was all love. Ram's ways are indeed inscrutable. He is all love and all kindness. Always bringing Ram there into the picture, The students are not there. Ram.
It goes with thoughtless remarks.
Thoughtless remarks.
Thoughtless remarks.
Repented over their statements and then came at the feet of Papa. They have done all what they could do.
Correct.
And Papa accepted with them.
Yeah.
Kindness. Therefore, with love and kindness.
Thoughtless remarks.
Am I correct?
As they termed them. Papa did not say thoughtless remarks. They said it's a thoughtless remarks.
Yes.
Because to Papa, everything was God's.
Yes.
Anyhow, chapter by chapter again, when he is making us to go through, these points are highlighted. So we pray to him now. Kindly make it a reality in our life, please. Enough is enough. When are you going to bless us with the same thing? Let this prayer be intensified. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai